They say age is just a number, a simple marker of time. But after 75, that number begins to carry a voice, a soft, almost sacred whisper that speaks directly to the soul. Society often paints life after 75 as a slow fade, a time when the world grows quieter, less vibrant, and somehow less meaningful. But what's rarely shared is how this chapter can be one of the most profound. It's not just about watching life pass by from a porch swing or a cozy armchair. It's about seeing the world with eyes that have finally shed the veils of illusion, pride, and distraction. After 75, life doesn't just slow, it deepens. It becomes more reflective, more emotionally intense, and, in many ways, more alive than ever before. No one hands you a manual for this stage of life. There is no guidebook to navigate the subtle shifts that come with it. No one prepares you for the moment when you catch your reflection in the mirror and pause, wondering who that person is staring back. The lines on your face, the silver in your hair, they tell a story, but they also mark a stranger you're still learning to know. Your body, though still yours, begins to speak too. It asks you to slow down, to move with care, to be gentle with yourself in ways you never had to before. These changes aren't just physical. They're invitations to listen, to pay attention, to honor the vessel that has carried you through decades. And then there are the quiet hours, the ones no one talks about. You might find yourself awake at 2 a.m., not because of aches or pains, but because your heart is busy. It's sifting through memories, people you loved, places you wandered, moments that shaped you. Some of those moments are vivid, like they happened yesterday. Others are hazy, like dreams you can't quite grasp. Some are unspoken, words you wish you'd said, apologies you never offered, or love you held back. These are the truths that live in the stillness after 75. They are not shouted from rooftops or shared in casual conversation, but they are felt deeply, quietly, powerfully. One of the most beautiful secrets of life after 75 is how the small things become sacred. A warm cup of tea in your hands, the soft chatter of birds at dawn, the fleeting smile of a grandchild, or the surprise of an old friend's voice on the phone. These moments, once just background noise in the rush of life, become treasures. You begin to see that the big things you once chased, career milestones, grand adventures, societal approval, were often just distractions. The real magic was always hidden in the small, ordinary moments, like the way sunlight filters through a kitchen window in the morning, or the sound of laughter at a family dinner. These are the jewels you collect now, and they shine brighter than any trophy ever could. But alongside this beauty comes a harder truth, the quiet presence of loss. Friends who once sat beside you, sharing stories and laughter, are no longer here. The phone rings less often, and when it does, it's rarely the voices you long to hear. Holidays, once bustling with noise and chaos, feel a little emptier, a little quieter. No one tells you that grief becomes companion after 75. It's not always loud or crushing. Sometimes it's just like a shadow sitting beside you as you sip your morning coffee or stare out at the world. It's in the empty chair at the table, the name you no longer call, the traditions that feel incomplete. Yet, within this grief lies a gift, clarity. You begin to see what truly matters and what never did. Pride, possessions, status that lose their grip. What holds power now is connection, kindness, the legacy of love you leave behind, not in grand gestures, but in the quiet ways you showed up for others. There's a shift that happens in your 70s, a turning inward that's both strange and beautiful. You start to look backward more than forward, not out of regret, but out of reverence. Your memories become like old photographs in a well-worn album. Some are blurry, faded by time. Others are so vivid they bring tears or laughter without warning. You hold them gently, these snapshots of your life, first loves, late-night talks, moments of triumph, moments of failure. You start to wish you'd spoken more kindness when you had the chance. You think of the silences you let linger, the I love yous you didn't say, the I'm sorrys you held back, the forgiveness you didn't offer. These reflections don't come with bitterness, but with a quiet hope, a hope that it's not too late to speak, to mend, to love. Because even at 75, 80, or beyond, the heart still has so much to give. There's another truth that emerges in this season, one that's often overlooked. Your wisdom becomes a force. You may not be the loudest voice in the room anymore, but when you speak, people listen. Your words carry the weight of a life fully lived. You've seen wars and peace, love and loss, moments of joy and moments of heartbreak. You've walked through seasons that younger generations have only read about in history books or seen in movies. Your silence, too, holds power. In your calmness, in your quiet presence, there is strength. You are not invisible. You are not irrelevant. You are a living library, a collection of stories that remind us what it means to endure, to love, to keep going. Your life is a testament to resilience, and that alone makes you a beacon. There is a beauty in this chapter that the world often misses, hidden behind the wrinkles, the white hair, the slower steps. It's in the courage it takes to get out of bed each morning, even when your body protests. It's in the grace you show to younger generations, even when they move too fast or fail to see your depth. It's in the laughter you still find, despite the aches, the medications, the endless doctor's appointments. No one tells you that joy doesn't retire. It transforms. It becomes less about chasing thrills and more about savoring presence. A shared joke, a warm hug, a moment of connection. These are the joys that light up life after 75. This stage isn't about endings. It's about becoming. It's about stepping into a version of yourself that's unafraid to let go of the masks you once wore. You learn to say, I don't know, or I was wrong, or that hurt me, without shame. There's a strength in that vulnerability, a power only age can teach. And in that power, healing begins, not just for you, but for those around you. You become a safe harbor, a person who holds space for others to be real, to be human, to be seen. People often say that life after 75 is lonely, and there's truth to that. Loneliness can wear many faces. Sometimes it's the ache of missing people who are no longer here, parents, siblings, friends, even spouses. Sometimes it's a feeling of being unseen as the world rushes by, focused on youth and speed. And sometimes it's about missing the person you used to be, the young dreamer, the tireless worker, the parent, the adventurer. That version of you hasn't disappeared. It lives on in the quiet moments. It whispers to you in the songs you loved at 20, in the scent of rain on a spring afternoon, in the familiar comfort of an old sweater. When you pause to listen, life after 75 speaks clearly. It says, you are still here. You still matter. You are still becoming. One of the most profound truths of this age is how you begin to see time differently. Time is no longer something to spend or waste. It's something to cherish. You stop planning too far into the future, not because you've given up, but because you've learned to live fully in the present. Each day becomes its own destination, not just a stepping stone to tomorrow. Conversations take on new depth. You linger in them, savoring the words and the silences between them. Silence itself becomes a friend, a space where understanding grows. You find joy in simply being, not always doing. And you stop apologizing for needing rest, for choosing peace, for saying no to things that don't serve your soul. You've earned the right to protect your energy, to be selective with your time. You walk away from drama, from people or situations that disturb your calm, and that choice is a power many spend their lives chasing. There's also a spiritual awakening that often blossoms after 75, whether through organized faith, a connection to nature, or moments of quiet reflection. You start to see the divine in the ordinary, a sunset painting the sky, a kind word from a stranger, the warmth of a loved one's hand. You realize life isn't about controlling everything. It's about surrendering to what is. And in that surrender, you find freedom, a freedom to let go of worry, to trust the flow of life, to embrace the mystery of what comes next. You may not move as quickly as you once did, but every step, every gesture, every word carries the weight of a life richly lived. That weight is a gift, one the world any. ETS, younger generations, your family, your community, they look to you, even if they don't always say it. They learn from how you carry yourself, from the way you face your days with resilience, from the stories you share and the silences you hold. You are a guide, a quiet mentor, even when you don't realize it. Your presence teaches patience, perspective, and the value of endurance. Never underestimate the power of simply being here, of showing up as you are. If you're 75 or beyond, or if you're walking alongside someone who is, hold this truth close. You are not fading. You are light, glowing softer now, but with a radiance born of wisdom, love, and strength. Your life is still unfolding, still teaching, still inspiring. And if this message has touched your heart, we invite you to join the Senior Journey family. Subscribe, like, and share your own thoughts or memories in the comments below. Your words might be the comfort or inspiration someone else needs. Thank you for sharing this time with us. No matter your age, your journey matters, and your story is still being written, one beautiful, meaningful day at a time.